Mhm. Hello, beautiful ones. Thank you for joining me here and now in this moment of time. I just wanted to offer a gentle check-in, given that we are in the middle of an eclipse season, and we are also traversing the Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. And one of the biggest themes that I have been journeying with, and I've also been feeling, has been making itself more and more known to me on this journey that we're all collectively traversing on, is themes around truth, embodying our truth, and building community from this place of deeply centered truth. And so with the North Node now in Aquarius and Pluto being right in the same sphere as this Aquarian journey that we're on, there is a massive transformation that we are being asked to embody. Same with Uranus and Gemini. There is a deep transformation process arising within our consciousness, within our own mental capacity to hold more awareness, more spiritual truth, more divine recognition of our unity. And especially when we find ourselves in community. And so this expansion of our minds, this expansion of our consciousness, ultimately is guiding us into deeper truth within ourselves, into really embodying more of our truth, more of our authenticity, more of our divine expression on the planet at this time. And the way that we are traversing alongside each other on this path of unification, truth, and remembering. It's also so important to realize what's happening in our awareness, because there are moments where we can experience such clear soul recognition, soul connections that support us in deepening into our embodiment and support us in clearing our vessel from the distorted energies of suppression and oppression and the layers that block us from our truth. And this can be from experiences of being in abusive dynamics, being gaslit, being suppressed in your experience, oppressed in your creative flow and your creative expression, in the way that you want to dress, in the way that you want to live your life, in the basic needs that you have on a regular basis that are more deeply rooted in your actual physical vessel and into your soul, into your heart. And so when we are held through community in these loving, sacred ways, these blocks to our truth begin to soften, and we get to actually let go of some of that tension and stress that our bodies are holding in ways that we probably don't even understand. And so the days of the spiritual warrior, the loner, the lone wolf, are over. There is a sacred Lakota prophecy that speaks about the times where it's not the times of the lone wolf anymore. It is time for us to come together And even with Neptune going from Pisces into Aries, this has been a deep journey that we've all gone into some very deep layers of the mystic. We've tapped into our own inner wisdom. Our awakening process might have been something that we've done behind closed doors for a long time, or the journeys that we've taken on a soul level might have been something that we've only held for ourselves in our own space, our own time. But now there is this opening where the spiritual warriors are coming together. The Aries is the warrior. Neptune is the planet of the mystic and the spiritual realm. And also unity and dreams. So unity consciousness is coming into the realms of the warriors, the ones that have been able to hold the sacred frequency on the planet, have been able to access it within themselves, and now it's time to bring it down and to connect, to lead, to guide the way, to show the way forward for all the people that still need that sacred presence and that sacred support. And so with this, there is this beautiful moment in time that we get to activate ourselves as creators, as leaders, become innovative in recognizing what kind of communities do we desire to build, what level of truth are we able to hold in our vessel and embody in ourselves, so that we can actually transmit that through our presence, through our words, through the way that we carry ourselves, through our actions that we take, through the way that we express ourselves. And I really actually found this quite fascinating while I was traveling, because I feel that I have been on a journey of embodying more and more and more truth in my system, in my energetic field for a long time now. And it was interesting to witness other people feeling that from me and being able to offer presence and this sense of liberation and sovereignty to different parts of the world through traversing different communities and systems of ways of life. This liberation and this sovereignty is felt. It's a very, even when I feel someone in their liberated sovereignty, I can feel it. It's a vibrational frequency of truth that does not need any kind of performance. It doesn't need planning. It doesn't need control. It doesn't have to be contained anymore. There doesn't have to be containment for it anymore. This is sacred. This level of liberation and sovereign expression is so sacred, and there's something so beautiful to access that level of freedom within yourself, where you get to speak into what you need to say. If there's something in your body, a sensation that you're feeling that is arising to the surface for you, and it's guiding you to speak into something that is uncomfortable, that is vulnerable, that is scary, that's the opening, the potential that resides beyond that threshold is more of yourself that you get to uncover. And this journey is one of detachment, because you get to be your own sacred inner authority, and you don't have to suppress your natural expression out in the world anymore. And so when you're not suppressing it and you're letting yourself be free in these ways, you are opening up a threshold of potential that's already in the field. It's already seeking to birth itself through us. It's already activating itself through the holographic universe that we're a part of, with the planets supporting this process. The planets are coming together in this moment of time, and they're fueling this process to take place. They're giving it momentum. They're giving it life force energy. So we are the ones that are having to let go of the conditioning that has kept us in certain confines and in certain ways of being and in certain ways of living, that it's where the unleashing takes place, the liberation of your physical vessel, the conditioned mind that wants to hold on and control and remain in the binds, in the bonds, in the layers that feel safe, that feel secure, that feel predictable. But right now there is more of us that wants to come online. There's more of our being that is seeking to get activated in this moment of time. And with these activations, it returns us back to unification. It returns us back into the most innocent, divine self. And the truth is that there are a lot of energies in place that will try to keep us suppressed and small and in the controls. And so for us to be sovereign in this life, for us to be fully embodied in our truth, we have to remain so connected to our free will empowerment through the words that we speak. Uranus and Gemini is also activating the words, the power of our word, the words that we speak into existence each and every single day, the frequency that we're emanating in the field. What is it that we are co-creating? And with this activation and sovereignty of free will, knowing the power that you actually hold in yourself to anchor yourself so deeply in your body and to hold this vibration of sovereignty and anchor it in so that there is absolutely no external energy around you. You can even affirm this to yourself right now. There is absolutely no external energy, no external thoughts, beliefs, emotions, cords, attachments, conditioned layers that will impact my sovereign free will, my sovereign empowerment, my alignment with my own inner authority, with my own inner knowing, with my own creative, sacred expression, with my own connection to the divine. There's absolutely nothing and no one that will ever get in the way of this through all space, time, and dimensions. And we are rising together as a collective. We are rising together as one. We are remembering together, and we are each walking one another home. So this process is sacred because we are doing it together. And the more that one person remembers and awakens, it ripples and it ripples and it ripples and it expands out into the field. It creates the openings for other people to remember and awaken to this sacred unification. And in that, there is so much potential. What happens when we all come together and we remember our unity during these times? It's where the age of Aquarius starts to come to life, and the shadows, the South Node being in Leo, the shadows of arrogance, pride, ignorance, egocentrism, drama, the unnecessary ego that wants to keep feeding into the layers of the self that feed separation, that feed the illusion of disconnection. These are the parts of us that are getting stirred up, and there's so much there in the shadows of the Leo, the karmic layers, the ancestral layers, the layers that have been passed down to us, that right now in this moment of time are going through a recalibration process. And Leo has a very hard time when it's not the center of attention. So for your ego to humbly lay to rest all of the external validation that you are still seeking, all of the performative behaviors that we see in the digital age on social media, the filters, the seeking more likes, more followers, more, the hedonism, the desire to only serve the ego. This is what needs to start to crumble and dissolve so that we can really realign back to our connection to the true north, the true destiny of community building, and remembering that we are part of a whole. That the ways that we serve with our truth and our authenticity is there to inspire the whole. It's there to bring clarity on what this collective movement is really about at this time, so that we can remember the ancient way that's coming back online for us. And it's coming back online with more momentum, more life force energy, because right now in history we are at such a pivotal threshold. And so the activations, the breakthroughs in our consciousness, the Kundalini awakenings, the remembering, the re-anchoring back into source and back into earth, the staying anchored and centered in the heart, that's the way forward. The way forward isn't how good you look, how many likes you have, the ego layers. Like, that's what binds you into ways you're still not actually free in yourself. The ego will fear letting go of dissolving of certain ways that external validation isn't maybe coming back around to you. Like the way that you dress, you might not get validation. The way that you carry yourself, you might not receive validation for the job that you choose to have, or even your body weight. Like, there might be layers of self that you have to let go of to be in more truth and more alignment, to let go of those conditions that have been placed upon you that keep you stuck and looping in your ego. And so that's where it's a humble de-armoring yourself of all of that, letting it go, choosing that which actually feels good, which nurtures your wellness and makes you feel alive and supported and ignited with joy. The beautiful essence of Leo is joy. It's following that passionate, joyful, playful, eccentric self. What is it that your most eccentric, creative, joyful self wants to express at this time? And who's the community that you get to do that with, that you get to collaborate with, that you get to create magic with? That's what it's about right now. We're here to take all of that pain and suffering that's happening on the planet and to be the ones that transmute and alchemize it with purpose, with intention, and to carry it forward into our lives from a place that is truly meaningful, that restores our roots into our bodies and into the earth and into our communities, into the indigenous communities, into the remembering of the sacredness of the land that we walk, in a way of life that is truly sustainable for our planet and for our bodies and for our hearts. And that when we come together and we share our resources and we share our wisdom, there is so much to circulate and go around it is a beautiful, infinite amount of energy that we get to circulate, that we get to collaborate with, we get to innovate with. And this is the momentum of energy that we need to stay connected with. This is the momentum of energy of not feeding into the colonial illusions of separation, but to really anchor back into the power that we hold when we come together. I'll say that for now. There's so much to say about this, but I appreciate you so deeply for tuning in. My blessings, my heart of divine love for all that serves your highest, greatest good in this moment of time. May it be so, and may you feel that resonance, that reverberation of truth and support on your journey. And if you need any support, I am here. I am a spiritual psychotherapist. I also offer energy work, light language, Reiki, and yoga, somatic healing. So if there is any way that you are currently navigating layers on your path that you need support with, that you want to stay in your vibrational frequency of embodied truth and sovereignty, then please feel free to reach out. I am also a trauma-informed practitioner, and my deepest gift and service in this life is to hold this sacred space for you and offer this in group ceremonies. So please feel free to reach out and connect. The link is below. Many blessings.